Thanks for joining us here today. Well, summers are a busy time here in Southwest Saskatchewan. And in today's special edition of Southwest TV News, we take a look back at some of our favorite stops over the years. We'll kick things off with the Herbert Stampede. The 21st annual Herbert Stampede kicked off day number 2 on Saturday with the annual Wild West Parade. A variety of floats and other agricultural entries made their way down Main Street in Herbert. Those along the route enjoyed a handout of candy, a country song, and a special welcome from the town's mayor.
How's it going today?
Great day for the parade.
Beautiful day in Herbert.
Then it was off to the rodeo grounds for an afternoon of team roping, steer wrestling, barrel racing, and other events. The younger audience also had the opportunity to take part in the mutton busting competition. One by one, kids ages 6 and under donned a helmet and held on tight while trying to stay in the saddle during their brief ride across center ring. And according to organizers, this entertaining event has become an annual lighthearted feature of the Herbert Stampede.
It's been around, I guess, almost forever. Even when I think we had it the first year we started as well. Gives little guys a chance to, I guess if there's any interest at all, to get started.
The weekend crowd was also entertained by local rodeo clown Lee Bellows. Hailing from Moose Jaw, Bellows has been in the business for a number of years and travels the circuit March through November every year across North America and as far away as Australia. Bellows says his role in the rodeo performance is strictly that of an entertainer.
My primary job is to entertain. Anytime you're dealing with animals, you're going to get in a situation where things are slowed down or you create the illusion that it's a fast, free-moving event. What'll happen is a bull may not want to load, or a horse may turn upside down, or a lot of things will happen. So if you can entertain the crowd during those spots and stuff, and just keep it entertaining.
Meanwhile, outside the rodeo ring, patrons had the opportunity to support the Herbert Fire Department through the Dunk Tank fundraiser. For a mere $5, those with a great pitching arm drove the local mayor into the tank, one throw at a time. And for anyone who's never made the trip out to Herbert for the annual Stampede, there's an open invitation from the local residents.
The community's got lots of things to offer. We've got a great museum and some great food in our restaurants and friendly people.
We'd like to invite everybody out. It's kind of like the annual gathering, like I said, for reunions and whatever else, and people to visit and get a little Western hospitality.
The town of Herbert is located approximately 20 minutes east of Swift Current along the number 1 highway.
Hi, I'm Matt Dominguez of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the 2007 Grey Cup champions, and you're watching Southwest TV News.
Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Drop by Market Square every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Burns & McDonnell. The Saskatoon Berry is in the spotlight each summer in Mortlach, bringing together visitors from near and far. Mortlach is a quaint community of approximately 300 residents, and for one day each July, thousands of people make the trek to this village for a special event. The Saskatoon Berry Festival is into its 6th year and offers a well-rounded day of activities for the entire family. The event kicks off with a hearty pancake breakfast, which includes Saskatoon berry syrup. The crowds then line the streets to anxiously await the parade, featuring an array of entries from across the region. The main feature of the festival is the Saskatoon Berry Pie. 300 pies or 1,800 slices are served up throughout the day, with the option of buying it by the slice or a whole pie. A resounding hit with the crowd.
Yeah, they did. Okay, that's good.
It's awesome. Gotta try some.
Because they're grown in the wild, I think, and it's just a prairie thing. So I don't know, like they're definitely different from the blueberries.
An area of the hall where the mayor was pleased to volunteer his time.
So here we go. We'll make it a good one. How's that? There we go. Maybe I'll put a little more on that one because that might be mine.
The annual festival is an exciting day for the community, as the event draws in visitors and vendors from across the province.
We wanted to have a festival here, but we looked around and nobody was doing anything with Saskatoon berries. And Saskatchewan and Saskatoon pie and Saskatoon berries kind of fallen together. So we decided to have a Saskatoon Berry Festival. And we've done it, this is our 6th year. We've had as many as around 3,500 people here. First year we had it, we thought if we got 300 people that we would be absolutely, ecstatic. And we ended up with 2,000.
And from the smiling faces of the crowd to the many vendors and entertainers throughout the day, the festival continues to be a hit each year. Patrons of the Saskatoon Berry Festival also had the chance to explore the local museum and other unique businesses calling Mortlach home. The Little Red Market Cafe offers a bistro atmosphere, serving up coffee, ice cream, and a full dining menu. Brodie Lund is enjoying success and a sense of community in the heart of Mortlach, while fulfilling her entrepreneurial dream.
I grew up in Saskatchewan, so I was missing my family. I was out in Vancouver for 7 years, and I was missing home, and also, Saskatchewan's growing, and this is something I can do in Saskatchewan. I could never have done this out in Vancouver. Never. So I couldn't buy a 100-year-old building, gut it, renovate it, and create it into a little bistro. I could never have done that out there.
And as our Southwest TV News crew enjoyed one more slice of Saskatoon berry pie, Mayor DeMay took the opportunity to invite visitors to Mortlach and the Saskatoon Berry Festival.
Come out and experience a small community. We all tend to go to bigger communities for holidays and stuff like that, but come out and experience what happens in a small town. And this is really small town Saskatchewan. And so if you want that flavor and that feel, this is the place to do it, I think.
The Mortlach Saskatoon Berry Festival is held each year on the first Saturday in July. Mortlach is located approximately 20 minutes west of Moose Jaw.
Hi, my name is Dean Belgard. I'm from the Firehills Qu'Appelle Tribal Council, and you are watching Southwest TV News.
Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Drop by Market Square every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Burns & McDonnell. Leader is the place to be every June for the annual Wild West Daze, with Gribble served up on the menu. It was a party atmosphere in Leader with the theme of Mardi Gras leading the annual Wild West Daze parade through the downtown core. Residents lined the streets waiting to view the many floats and other entries decked out in Mardi Gras fare. And for participants like the Leader School of Dance, the excitement was building to show off one of their new routines for the crowd.
We've been in the parade before, but this is the first time we have danced in it. We've been practicing all week. We practiced on the street last night even.
And according to Town Mayor Craig Tondevald, the annual Wild West Day celebration is a homecoming of sorts, bringing many back for the full weekend of events, which included an indoor ball tournament, trade show, and dance.
Well, it's just a time of the year for us to get together and celebrate community, friends, family. It gives people a chance to just reflect on what's happened and where we're going and how the town has blossomed over the years.
Once the parade was over, the crowd moved on to watch one of the more lighthearted events of the weekend. The annual senior scooter races took to the street near Lions Park, with longtime contenders lining up and this Southwest TV News reporter offering to get in on the fun as well. One by one, each of the scooter participants went through the time trials and obstacle course, with this reporter showing an easier way to parallel park with the scooter. Another big draw of the Wild West Days is enjoying a serving of Gribble. Faithful Gribble fans lined up outside of the Friendship Center waiting for their turn to savor this sweet delicacy. Ella Eichhorn was one of the many ladies working throughout the morning frying up the Gribble for this hearty crew, and says it's a simple recipe which has been used for over 20 years.
It's a bun dough, and then we just stretch it and deep fry it and eat it. Everybody around knows about it and they come for it. That's why we make it, and it's a 3-hour job really, and then we're finished.
And as batch after batch of dough was kneaded and fried up, guests lined up one by one to enjoy the annual tradition. And from the smiling faces across the room, the Grebel continues to be a hit with the crowd.
It's good.
And although Grebel can be enjoyed with cinnamon or icing sugar, Ella sticks to her all-time favorite.
And a lot of them bring chook cherry jelly, and that really goes over for this.
The Wild West Daze is held every Father's Day weekend in Leader.
It's Shan Gahan, the organizer of Long Days Night and Windscape Kite Festival, and you're watching Southwest TV News.
The town of Shaunavon hosted the Party of the Century in 2013, and we were there as visitors came from near and far to celebrate. It was the reunion of the century as crowds gathered in Shaunavon for the community's centennial celebration. Hungry patrons lined the streets, making their way to the pancake breakfast, with all proceeds going towards Rock Solid Refuge. The breakfast was a great time to catch up with family and friends and reminisce of days gone by. Dwight Smith is originally from Shaunavon and felt it was important to make the drive up from Maple Creek with his family.
Yeah, no, born and raised here, just east of town. So yeah, this is still home.
While others stood out in the crowd, dressed up in period costume for the weekend celebration.
I'm really just dressed up because my mother is volunteering and I thought I'd just help her.
Oh, very nice.
And my outfit, I don't know, I'm trying to sort of represent about the Victorian era, sort of, a little bit earlier than the town Shaunavon. And yeah, we just bought it at the Salvation Army in Red Deer. Well, it's really nice to reconnect with all the friends I have that I haven't seen in years. And just the number of people, and it's built up so much over since I've left, so it's really booming. It's really nice to see Shaunavon just do so well.
The activities continued in the downtown core as visitors found the perfect spot to watch the Kitties and Main Centennial Parade. Over 75 floats and other entries took to the streets, highlighting a historical aspect of Shaunavon to present day, while showcasing the spirit of the community.
It rocked! I'm one of the parade marshals. We lapped it. The last floats were just leaving as the first floats were coming back. It's awesome! Awesome! It's huge, biggest I've ever seen. I didn't even count the number of floats. It's so impressed. It's awesome. We love it.
Additional festivities continued at the Grand Coteau Heritage Center with historical slideshows, displays, and live entertainment, with an old-time fair at the Wickenheiser Center showcasing an array of quilts and other entries. Shaunavon's high school athletes were also in the spotlight, with the Athletic Wall of Fame, honoring past athletes and coaches. The Spears family from Shaunavon were all individually honored for their efforts in track and field, and were overwhelmed by the induction and the reunion weekend overall.
Well, it's very exciting. It's a real honor to be inducted, for sure. We had a great time in high school. Of course, everybody always says it's the best years of your life, and it's true. The athletics kind of got in the way of just a good time and development of great friends, and it's just awesome to come back and enjoy the day.
Oh, it's awesome. This is it's been a fantastic day. It's a great part of a fantastic weekend, being home for the 100th, and it's a super celebration. Sports was huge for me. I took part in anything I could do and was very active in school, and it led me to be a phys ed teacher.
And it doesn't matter how long you've been away, it's always home, and it's even home to our kids, you know, who come stay with grandma in the summer for a couple of weeks. They just absolutely love Shaunavon. I don't know what it is, but very special little place.
A well-rounded weekend of celebration, which started with a 12-person committee and hundreds of volunteers for the celebration of the century.
For me, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm born and raised here, and it's been heartwarming for me and everybody else who has talked to us. People are congratulating us and thanking us, and we're just saying thanks for showing up and welcome home.
And with 100 years of growth on record for the town of Shaunavon and a bright future ahead in the heart of the oil and agricultural sector, Mayor Sharon Dickey encourages more individuals to visit Shaunavon and call it home.
You just have to look around today and see the hospitality that's there. It's a very open community. You talk to young people that move into Shaunavon with their young families. It doesn't take long before they're feeling like it's home too. So we provide the best of business services. There isn't anything that we need to leave our community for, and I think that says a lot for the community.
Shaunavon is located approximately 1 hour south of Swift Current, And this year's centennial celebration coincided with the annual Boomtown Daze held every July.
Hi, I'm Mayor Sharon Dickey, and I'm from the community of Shaunavon, and you're watching Southwest TV News.
Frontier Daze is a popular event every June in Swift Current and a long-standing tradition in the Southwest. Frontier Daze is a much-anticipated event for Swift Current and area residents as it marks the official kickoff to summer. This year's Frontier Daze event marked a milestone as it celebrated its 75th anniversary. The achievement in Swift Current's history was launched with an official branding at the Frontier Daze breakfast. The ceremonial branding was led by Chuck Gaudette of W.W. Smith, who was pleased to be a part of this historic morning.
The Ag and X is a pretty important 4 days for the city of Swift Current. It brings a lot of people to town. It's a fun celebration, so when we were asked to be a part of the breakfast, it was good. Interestingly enough, the history of W.W. Smith, William Wensley Smith, was one of the original board members on the Kinetic. In fact, he had a lot to do with the organization of the Kinetic Park. So it's kind of like revisiting history for the W.W. Smith organization. So it was just a good mix.
The anniversary event also attracted James and Cora McCauley, who attended the first Frontier Daze event back in 1938.
Yes, I'm pleased to be here. I'm pleased to be among one of the crowd. We attended the first rodeo held in Swift Current in 1938. And took snapshots of the parade.
A big highlight of the weekend was the 75th anniversary parade, which attracted over 90 entries this year. And as the crowds lined the streets of Swift Current, the parade participants took to their route in an array of floats and other entries. The Midway also offered something for all ages, from an array of thrilling rides, games, and vendors. One of the highlights of the weekend at the grandstand were the Triple Threat Trick Riders. The Alberta-based riders entertained the crowd with their stunts on horseback. Shelby Pearson has been riding since she was 8 and says the thrill of performing is still strong 5 years later.
I like the horsemanship part, is being able to go to a different level with your horse. And I also love the daring part of it, doing the tricks off the side. It's so much fun.
Do you ever get scared?
Not too bad. It's just different tricks are just different for me. Depending on if I'm working on a new trick, it's a bit scary.
Cheyenne McElhone has been a trick rider for the past 9 years, and with hopes of taking her skills to a professional level in the arena, she loves entertaining the crowd at each stop along the summer tour with her unique routine.
The hardest trick that I do is probably the Stroud. You have on the right side, you have your foot in a strap, and then you tie your stirrup, and then you basically stand out on the side of the horse.
And thanks to optimum weather conditions and a steady flow of patrons, the 75th Frontier Daze was another success, with the organizing committee already looking ahead to next year.
I think that it's just a really fun, enjoyable time had by all, whether you like to go on the rides, you like to go to the barns, you like to visit the rodeo and the excitement that happens there. There's just so much happening, and the community spirit is strong. It's just lots of fun, and you can enjoy yourself.
Frontier Daze is an annual summer tradition, held the last weekend of June at Kinetic Exhibition Park in Swift Current.
Hi, I'm Dennis Hull, former Chicago Blackhawk, member of Team Canada 72, and you're watching Southwest TV News.
Food is the central focus of the annual Taste of Maple Creek and a major drawing card to this Southwest community each August. Downtown Maple Creek was a hub of activity during the 5th annual Taste of Maple Creek. 10 local restaurants were in the spotlight as they showcased a variety of culinary delights for the hungry crowd. With their tickets in hand, patrons made their way from booth to booth, sampling a range of entrees and desserts. An overall pleasing experience for these out-of-town guests.
I had bread pudding for the first time, and it was the best bread pudding that I've ever had. The pizza's very good, and the sushi was fantastic.
To be quite honest, we didn't realize how many restaurants Maple Creek really had until you actually come and see it here today, and a neat bakery.
A taste-tempting afternoon for the patrons and a rewarding experience for these local entrepreneurs who were busy behind the scenes preparing a minimum of 500 servings for the event. Howard Wong of Howard's Bakery started at midnight, baking his delicious English toffee truffle tarts, which were a resounding hit.
It is a good thing. It grows every year. We get more and more people every year, and we're always trying to try something new.
a summer tradition which welcomes visitors from the Cypress Hills Park and beyond, with hopes of bringing in tourists year-round.
We've got some of the best dining along the Trans-Canada Highway between Swift Current and Medicine, definitely, but many would say even between Calgary and Regina. So today is a day to showcase that and to let the rest of the world know what we all know as residents of Maple Creek, that there's good eating here.
The Taste of Maple Creek is into its 5th year and is held annually during the 2nd weekend of August. Well, this brings to a close a special episode of Southwest TV News and our Summer Around the Southwest feature. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.